Today we're going to talk about a QPKG that is very special in our App Center, which is called IFTTT, and basically people call it IFT. So we have our PM Ilya today, and Ilya will tell us what is the IFT and how can it work with our QNAP NAS, and what are the other like smart devices that can be synced into the IFT and work together. So welcome, Ilya.
Okay, thank you, Sam.
Let's go to the slides first. So I need to know that what is the IFTTT first, and I think that is all of our viewers need to know. So can you help us?
Okay, so first of all, I would like to emphasize how important is IoT in our modern life, because Internet of Things has a recent growth, and all of the devices of IoT and
Yes.
all other services, they may be combined together, but not all IoT users know about this opportunity. So today I'm going to present you a really cool feature, and this feature allows you to connect your IoT devices or services or whenever connected to IoT and other stuff, something like your Facebook account, your Gmail, your QNAP NAS applications like surveillance station or music station. And the way they're combining gives you an opportunity to create almost unlimited user scenarios and perform them in real time. So that's why the service I'm going to present is pretty cool, and you will see how it works, because I have some IoT device, some voice assistant called Amazon Alexa, and I have Philips Hue light. And as you can see right now, when I said Amazon Alexa, it turned blue because it's listening to us. This is a voice assistant. So to keep it silent, I'll need to start a silent mode. Otherwise, every time I say Alexa, she'll be answering to us.
Okay.
So backing up to your initial question, what is IFTTT? So this is the service I explained to you in details. And this service is really cool. So it provides an opportunity to connect different services or app like channels. So at IFTTT, they call, for example, your Google Drive, your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube account, your QNAP account, your Dropbox account, anything you can imagine. This is an example of service. So, and IFTTT allows you to connect these services together. So it's something like a software automator, and it saves your time, and you could perform like a lot of actions just instantly without your real presence. You just need to create it once on a website, and they'll be running as long as they are turned on at the website. So connecting all your services sounds pretty interesting for every user, especially if you're using a lot of devices or accounts or services. And I think all of us are using internet for at least a few hours a day. So this is a time saver for everybody. So I want to explain about the IFTTT and IFTTT agent. First of all, you need to understand what is the difference between IFTTT and IFTTT agent. So IFTTT is the web-based service. So you can see it here that IFTTT is based on a web platform, but it can be used through through different platforms such as iOS, such as Android, and different web browsers. So you can use it from everywhere. You just need an internet connection. So IFTTT is a short name from if this, then that. And for IFTTT, it's important to have accounts at each service you are planning to use, and you need to connect them. Otherwise, you cannot use, and otherwise IFTTT web service doesn't know like which account is yours and which account a different service we need to connect.
Sure.
So here I need to explain a little like special words, like we call them special words for IFTTT, to understand how it works in the future. So the first special word is a trigger. Actually, this is a condition for one channel, and when this condition is true, then you send a signal to IFTTT, hey, this is happening, now you need to do something at different channel.
Okay.
And action is an action itself, so there's no explanation better than just word action. So action is an action. So this is what is happening after the trigger was fired. And altogether, trigger and action, together they are called an applet. So one trigger and one action together is an applet. Like we need to know that there is a limitation at IFTTT web service that we can use only one trigger and one action at the same time. For example, if you want to have your accounts for social media being synchronized, and you have like Facebook, you have Twitter, you have Instagram, you have some other social media accounts, and you want all of them to be connected, then you need to create more than one applet, because you cannot combine more than two channels within one applet. So, and another restriction is you cannot have more than one active account per channel or per service, as it's called. Because if you have, let's imagine you have two Facebook accounts, or you have two Gmail accounts, which is more likely for everybody who's working and have, you know, working email and personal email. So if you have two Gmail accounts and you want both of them to be used somehow in IFTTT, you cannot do it at the same time. So you need to disconnect the first account and then connect the second. Otherwise, you cannot have an access to the second one.
Sure.
So this is needs to be understood for our users.
Sure.
So I can share my laptop screen, and I'll show you how to connect the IFTTT and how to get started with IFTTT.
Yeah, sure.
So first, we need to go to the IFTTT.com website, and here you can see the user interface. And first of all, as everywhere else, you need to sign up. So when you click sign up, you will see some simple signing up page. As I already have a testing account, so I'll just sign in with my Google account, which I created especially for this demo. So, and once you're logged in, you can see your name. It means that you're logged in. So what do we have here? We have a list of our applets, but as we didn't create it yet, it should be empty. We have an activity here. We can see what's going on your account. Either you connected new account for a channel or some applets run. You will see everything in this page. And search. At this search, you can find any channel or any like applet. You can subscribe for it, because by default, none of the like triggers and action, none of the applets are running because you didn't activate them. Basically, there are two ways to have applets in your My Applets list. First is to create your own applet, and second, to find it from existing. So here we have a list of recommended applets. So you can just choose any of them, like, and you can just click on any of them and click on turn on, and it will automatically be enabled for working. But as I already explained to you before, you need to connect account for each channel. Otherwise, they don't know how to perform these actions, and when the trigger is fired if you don't connect this one. So I'll show you how to connect a channel on an example of our QNAP channel. We need to search for QNAP and go to services, and you will see QNAP page here. I already connected this account for the demo, so I cannot see the connect button. But once you are not connected, you will see a big connect button here, and you just click it. And this connect button will redirect you to the exactly the same page as I just edited it because I connected it before. So, and here you can see the connected account. I already have one NAS for this account for QNAP at IFTTT website, but I want you to show how to connect it from the scratch, so our users understand how to do it. So for this, purpose, I want you to change back to the screen, to the slides, and show you about some information about IFTTT Agent, because we need to understand the difference between IFTTT and IFTTT Agent.
Sure.
So IFTTT is a web-based service which is possible to use from everywhere, and IFTTT Agent, this is NAS application. And from IFTTT Agent, you are not able to create any triggers or actions or applets. This is rather a bridge between our NAS service and IFTTT service.
Sure.
So, and the main purpose of IFTTT Agent is to see the list of executed actions or fired triggers within the NAS. So, if you want to use your NAS as a trigger or an action, you need to connect IFTTT Agent. So, and now we can go back to my screen and I'll show you how to install IFTTT Agent and how to set it up.
Sure.
So, we have here a NAS, and I installed IFTTT Agent not to waste a little of time for downloading, but it's not set it up yet. So this is exactly the same what you see when you first log in. So first, like what you need to do, you need to have IFTTT account, and also you need to have a my QNAP Cloud account, which is called QID. So you need to have both accounts to link them together. After this, there is another important detail, because IFTTT needs to connect to our NAS. This NAS should be exposed to the external network, to the internet. Otherwise, there is no way to combine it. So you must enable Cloud Link to be able to use IFTTT. So this is what we are going to do now. First, when we are clicking on Get Started, we need to have IFTTT account, which I already showed you how to create. We need to type this account here and confirm that we provided the correct email for this IFTTT account. We are clicking on Next, and here, as I already explained you, we see that we need to initialize our device via QNAP Cloud and enable Cloud Link. So you see, for this NAS, it's not enabled yet. So we can click on Check and go directly to QNAP Cloud. And we can get started. We need to sign in with our QID to QNAP Cloud. So I'll use my account to sign up here. Okay, we click on Next. Oh, sorry, it's the wrong password. I mistyped it. Okay, and here we need to choose a device name. Let it be like test broadcast NAS, something like that. We're checking whether this name is already existing. Okay, we can create this name. Then we proceed and wait for configuring of QNAP Cloud. And once it's finished, we can connect Cloud Link, and then we're ready to use the IFTTT agent. So QNAP Cloud is enabled. Now we need to wait a little bit for Cloud Link to be refreshed. We can go to Cloud Link page at QNAP Cloud and see the status. So connection is normal. So it means that Cloud Link is enabled. So we can go here and click on Refresh QNAP Cloud and Cloud Link status. So it should be green now. Yeah, you see it works. So we enable Cloud Link, and now we can proceed to the last step. And the last step, this is the connection of your QNAP Cloud ID into the IFTTT web service. So here, this is the same page I showed you at the beginning. And now we should be able to see another NAS at this page. If we reload this one, we will see here is a test broadcast NAS appeared. But you see this NAS IFTTT agent broadcast, which is different and already connected, is surrounded by a green circle, and this one is not, because it's not connected yet. So we need to click on Connect, and here we need to input the password for the NAS, not for your QID, but for the NAS. So it should be admin and your password. So let me type this password and click on Allow. Okay, and now we see that there are both connected. We just click OK, and the setup part of IFTTT and IFTTT agent is finished. So we can go back to the slides. And yeah, this is what I already explained to you in details, how we connected the MyQNAP Cloud and how we use it, how we configure it. So another important part, as I already told you, IFTTT allows you to have just one account per service, and our QNAP is a service. However, you are able to connect multiple NAS using one IFTTT account. And how is possible? Because MyQNAP Cloud QID account has multiple NASes within one account. Yes. So this is like a combination of one IFTTT account to one QID, but one QID connected to many NASes. So it means that one IFTTT account connected to many NASes. And this is convenient because you don't need to disconnect your QID and connect again just if you have multiple NASes. And I already showed you that I have two connected NASes to my account at IFTTT, and I'm able to use both of them for different applets. So this is how the service works in general. And as you can see, it provides some automation tasks, and it's really skyrocketing the productivity, because if you are doing a lot of activities on your NAS, or if you want to do some backup on your NAS, then you may waste a lot of time by doing it manually. But using these services is really helping and providing an opportunity to save your time. So this is making our NAS maybe one of the best NAS in the market. And we're really proud to be able to use this combination with our IFTTT partner. Okay, and now I think is the time for providing some cool user scenarios. And as I mentioned before, we are really interested in IoT world and some IoT devices. And today our emphasis will be on surveillance station and music station applications on the NAS, because they have really cool user scenarios connected with IoT devices. So first of all, I want you to explain about the channel called ManyThing. Okay. Actually, everybody has a mobile phone right now, and like the majority of these phones, they have really good video cameras. And this is really good for people who don't want to waste some money, like some extra money, on buying just some sensor motion detectors. Because a lot of people want to have an opportunity to detect some motion or sound, or to do some surveillance activity, but buying some IoT or smart things or Waymo motion devices, it might be quite expensive. So there is a simple solution called ManyThing, which is turning your mobile device into a sound detector or motion detector, and you can use this channel at IFTTT for this purpose. So first of all, I want you to demonstrate a user scenario where we detect sound using our mobile device. And then if this sound detected, we have surveillance station camera just in front of us. And once the sound detected, this camera will take a picture and automatically send you notification or send you email with this picture. So imagine you have like two phones. You can leave one at your home and set it up for sound detection. And once something happened, one sound detected, you will receive an email with a photo of what is going on, what is the source of this sound. So for doing this, you just need your phone and surveillance station camera. So I have a ManyThing account at my phone, and I'll use it just right here. So I'll show you how to do it, but first, for sure, we need to create this applet, right? Otherwise, how the IFTTT service know that we need to perform this kind of action? So we can go back to my desktop, and I'll show you how to create it. So we need to go to my applets and click on New Applet. have some already existing applet, but we will create a completely new one to see how it works. So first, we have two parts, this and that part. This part is for trigger, that part is for action. So for this part, we need to choose which channel will be a trigger channel. So we need to find the menacing channel. And here we have a list of different triggers. These triggers are defined by the channel owner. So the common user is not able to edit it or add some, like no modification is allowed. Only the channel owner can do this. So this list is predefined. And here we have sound detected trigger. If we click here, I already have connected device for menacing, so I can choose it. If you don't have, you will do just the same as we did before with QNAP. You just click on connect, and then you need to go through the authentication process, and you will see your device in here. So I'll choose my device, and we finish the trigger part. Now we need to an action part. An action part will be from QNAP channel. So we type QNAP, and we choose which action we want to perform when this trigger is fired. And an action will be taking a picture from a camera. So again, I connected our QNAP camera to our NAS, so it's already visible here. If you didn't do it, just the same for all existing channels. Just click on connect, do the authentication, and then you can see all your devices. So here is the camera which is in front of us, and here we need to choose which kind of action we need to do. I'm choosing take a picture from a camera, and then I need to create an action. So, and this is the review and finish page. Here you can see the whole applet details, like the trigger is if sound detected by device, and then controlling camera recording, and the specific one for controlling is taking a picture. Here we can enable or disable notification for this channel, and we need to click finish to make this applet active. So we see it's on now. We are free to turn it off, and it means it will not be fired even if the trigger is happening, it will not be executing an action. So we are enabling it. And now we want this picture to be sent to the email. So we need to have another applet. And this applet should be like when we have a new picture in our NAS, then we need to send it to the email. Because once the surveillance station camera took a picture, then it's appearing under surveillance station folder. And we have a trigger for these purposes at our QNAP channel. It's called new file in your folder. So we can choose, first of all, which folder we need to pay attention, like surveillance station folder. And if there is a new picture from a camera in this folder, then we will need to do something. And we can even pick which type of files we are tracking. So for here, we will track image files. We're creating this trigger, and we are proceeding to the action part. An action part will be a Gmail. So we will send email to ourselves just to notify what kind of information we need. And we can attach this picture by using ingredients. So actually ingredients, these are trigger ingredients. Each trigger stores an information about like when this trigger happened, what are the conditions when this trigger happened, and other details like URL for picture. And here we can choose from the list which kind of ingredient we want to use. And by default, there are some initial information which is more than enough for our purpose to see what's going on. So we just click on create action and finish this action. So now we have two different applets. One is when sound is detected, then we will take a picture. And second is when we take a picture, then we are sending it to email. So right now we just need to fire the trigger, and I'll use my phone menacing applet from here and use for some detection. So I'll start it and do some sound. Okay, it should be fired. And usually different channels, they have different response time. For some channels, it's like real time. For some channels, it could be latency for 3-4 seconds because of internet connection, because of the level of the business of the services and some other factors. So sometimes it may not fire fast enough. However, we can see at our IFTTT activity page that we already have an applet, like the activity. We created it, however, we didn't see it's happening. So we can check whether it ran or not. So we see it says never run. So there are two options why it's not working. First, the weak internet connection. The second, the trigger is not fired. So we can check it again. Maybe the latency is too big, or maybe there is some other issues. So we can create this user scenario once again. We can try it again to see whether it's working. Okay, it's recording a video now, and it should be a reason why it started recording, because there are only two possible reasons why the medicine may start recording. One is motion detected, and second is sound detected. So we will see now whether it's fired or not. And if it's not, it means that the servers are busy. And it really happens rare, but maybe we're just unlucky today. So this is fine. So we can check it later. I can reconnect internet on my device to see whether it's working and come back to it later. And now I want you to show another user scenario using motion detector. It is possible to use the same ManyThing account, but I have better option for you, because we have motion detector, but not a usual one, not a smart scene or Wemo motion detector. We have built this motion detector by ourselves using like a platform with additional motion detector, and it looks like a small computer. So you can see, like, here is a motion detector, and this is called Raspberry Pi. So this is like a small computer which is quite popular recently, and we can use this motion detector to detect this motion. So I can connect it and use the same scenario, something like when the motion is detected, we can take a picture from our camera, and we can send this picture to our Gmail account, and even we can start recording camera may start record a video once the trigger is fired. So for this part, I already have this applets created. So for this unusual scenario, we will use webhook service, and this service is working quite differently from all other services, because if we are looking at triggers at Gmail account or some other accounts, there's no way to trigger, to fire these triggers manually. So only if you received an email, then it will be fired, or only when sound detected, it will be fired. But for webhooks, you can manually fire this trigger by simply calling some API, just like sending an HTTP request. And for doing this, you can search for just webhooks service, and here you can find all the information how to use it. Once you click on documentation, you will see how to make this post or get web request, and here you can see your path for request, and all you need to change is to type your trigger name, which you will create and trigger in here, and then just call this API, and it will work. So for this one, we have already created trigger for motion detected, and then it starts recording. For this one is for taking a picture, and another one for starting recording. And the third one we already have. When we have a new picture, it will set to Gmail. So we have all three applets for this user scenario, and we can connect this device, because this is quite sensitive device, and it's checking a motion every 4 or 5 seconds, and sending this request every 4 or 5 seconds. So I need to keep it disconnected, otherwise it will fire like 1 million trigger in short period of time. So I need to connect it, and I need to set it up via my computer interface. So just give me 1 second for setting up. Yeah. Okay. So basically, this is the simple user interface for sending web request when the motion detected, because this is not the usual one. We can easily use smart things device or other devices, but this one allows you to do almost anything you can imagine using this Raspberry Pi or other devices, and we just need to know some basics of programming, how to use it. This is quite interesting. So we are waiting for this device, and now it's loaded, and now we can use this motion detector to do a trigger. Okay, it fired the trigger, and you can see here that congratulations, you have fired the motion detector trigger, because I put my hand just over this trigger. So, and now we can go back to see the activity. Is it really fired or not? And we can see that we have applet run. As we have two different applets with the same trigger, it runs twice, one for taking picture and one for starting recording. And the third one should be the sending an email. However, it takes some time to send an email because there is a latency. While we are waiting for this email, we can go to our IFTTT agent and check here the list of executed actions, because this is why we need IFTTT agent. Here you can see just right now we have fired a trigger, a new file in your folder. So it means the surveillance station camera took a photo, and you can see a folder path here. You just click on it and you can see what kind of screenshot we had. So this is the last screenshot with just right now. And we can go back to IFTTT to see. Yeah, we see that we have this applet, but it runs slightly slower because there is a delay, and like services, they need the time to upload the picture and send it via email. So, but we see all of them are working. So this is how the surveillance station is working in combination of some motion and sound detection devices. And this is quite useful, especially in the case of your medicine and mobile device, because you don't need to spend extra money on some devices. Okay, so we can go back to slides and proceed to the next user scenario, of course. So, and another user scenario which is quite useful is whenever I leave home, we can start record the video, and whenever we are coming back, we are stopping recording. So it means that we are tracking all the activity within the period when we are absent. So this is possible to do using IFTTT. We can go back to my laptop to see how to do it. So I'll just show you how to create it so you understand. Here, for leaving your home or like coming back to your home, you need to use location channel, and you have trigger, you enter an area or you exit an area. So first we need, when we leave, it means when we exit an home area, then we need to do something. And here, once you click and exit an area, and you need to connect your phone to have your exact location be available to the service. And here is possible to track which area you need to leave to start recording. So we can just close a little bit to your house, like suppose you are living just here. And you just choose which area you need to leave to fire this trigger and create this trigger. Yeah, however, you see this is too small area, so we need to choose a little larger area. Okay, and this trigger will be fired once you leave this area. And then you can do the same action as we did. Choose QNAP channel and then go control surveillance camera, choose a camera and do either start record or take picture. You can create action, and after this finish. So every time your phone, like your location is changed from within the circle to outside the circle, it will be fired.
This is really interesting.
Yeah, so like you just did it once, and for the rest of your life you'll be enjoying it, and you don't need to do anything to make sure that your camera is working and nothing will be hidden from your eyes. So this is really cool way to save your time and automatize your things. Okay, and the next one is really one of the best user scenarios you can imagine, because maybe even 5 years ago, when you said you can control everything in your home by your voice, you would say, oh, you must be joking. But right now, I have a voice assistant called Amazon Alexa and some IoT devices just next to me, and I will show you how to combine them together, as I promised at the beginning. I'll show you how to combine this Amazon Alexa, and here we have Philips Hue light, and also how to combine our QNAP NAS music station. So I can show you just two simple user scenarios, but they are actually unlimited. You can do whenever you think is useful for you. And I have prepared just two applets for you. One is when I say some keyword for Alexa, it will start playing music, so some disco music. Will have a disco today. And the second one, as we have Philips Hue, this is a light. It will blink like, pretending it's a disco, just like this modern electro style of disco. And all you need to do to start this disco is just say a few words to Alexa. So how is Alexa working with IFTTT? There is a special keyword. This word is trigger, and you already know what is a trigger. So this is like a condition. So if you say Alexa and doing something, it will not be connected with IFTTT. But once you say Alexa trigger, then it will be looking for the existing triggers from your IFTTT account.
Okay.
For sure, you need to connect your Alexa to your IFTTT as well. And as we did before, you go to the search, you go to the Alexa page and you connect it. You need to have an Amazon account for it, but this is just a setup, and I think it's pretty the same for all channels. So I'll not waste our time on showing how to connect Alexa, but better I'll show you how to use it. So we have two different applets with Alexa. One, if we say Alexa, trigger play next song, the song from QNAP NAS will be played. So you can see the details of this applet here. So if we say play next song, then we will use our NAS audio USB interface to play next song. And the second one is to blink our lights through Philips Hue device. So this one is like this one has the same device. So I mean, this one has the same trigger as the one with the music station here. Here is for the music, and another one is for blinking a light. I have so many applets here. Okay.
I did this one also.
Yes. So thank you for helping. So here we have an applet for, if we say the same phrase start disco, it will blink our lights. And here we can choose which lights. So actually we can choose all lights and save it.
Do we have all the lights in
yeah, but we just have here just one light, so maybe we can choose this specific one.
We have people still working out there.
Okay, but I think they are not connected to my account, so they will not blink. But it will be funny if they have this gap and you can connect and use your voice for controlling your neighbor's light. That will be funny, especially if you have, these neighbors who are not sleeping at night. It will be useful. But no, you can control only your device.
Of course.
Okay, so for right now, I'll show you how to use it. Just say, Alexa, trigger start disco.
Sending that to IFT.
Okay, so Alexa, sending it to IFT. And you see, we have Philips Hue light is blinking and music has a slight delay, but it will start working just very soon. I'll put a little of sound. Okay. And now we can control this music by our voice, because I have other voice commands for Alexa. Something like, Alexa, trigger play next song. Alexa, trigger play next song.
Sending that to IFT.
Okay, and now just by voice we can change what is playing there.
Seems like we only have one song.
Oh, I think. Okay, Alexa, trigger play previous song.
Sending that to IFT.
You can see, because I'm pretty sure we have more than one song in this list, so it should be working. Yeah, at least we can see that these triggers are fired, and the one is, I think, yeah, this. Oh, I think we have two same songs in the playlist, because it's triggered just 1 minute ago and it switched to itself.
Got it.
Okay, Alexa, trigger stop playing music.
Sending that to IFT.
And now it should stop playing music just because I said this trigger. Okay. So, and we can see that this trigger is fired, so Alexa stop playing music. Okay, now I'll mute her again because she's listening.
So in the future, I can set like Alexa trigger bad mode, and then the curtain will close,
exactly.
and the light will turn off, and everything will be.
Yes, you can create as many applets as you have. Like for each your device which you can connect to IFTTT, you can create trigger for the same word, and one word can trigger like almost unlimited number of actions, and it can stop playing music. For example, when you wake up, it can turn your lights on, set your air conditioner temperature to the specific one, and do like much more stuff which is useful. And
I think it's very cool. Like during the winter, and when I go home, I say, Alexa, I'm cold. Alexa, trigger I'm cold, and the firewall will just like.
Yes, exactly. And
that is so cool.
Yeah, and for some cases, you don't even need to use voice assistant, as I showed you example with location, or maybe for the lights, it's quite good. For example, we have this Philips Hue. We can say, Alexa, trigger turn lights on.
Sending that to IFT.
And you just say it, and your light will be on. So
that's pretty cool, really cool.
Or Alexa, trigger lights 20%, because this is a smart light bulb, so we can adjust the light. So you see now it's a little light. Or Alexa, trigger turn lights off.
Sending that to IFT.
So
now I will buy a Alexa.
Yeah, but Alexa itself is quite good, but Alexa in combination with IFTTT and other.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Okay, this is because I didn't mute on time, and I
we
said
Alexa,
and she's like thinking, okay, maybe I need to reply. So yeah, Alexa itself is quite good, but in combination with IFTTT and some smart devices or even common devices, this is even better.
Okay.
And you can use it with our NAS, with surveillance station, as I showed you, with music station, with all existing actions in our IFTTT. So this is quite impressive, and we are proud to be part of it.
I'm really interested in the location mode, because when I go to work and I can just automatically turn on the surveillance system. I think that is a very good function.
Yes, sure. And even for social media, there are some modes when you can, I can show you. We can go back to the slides. We can set up music for specific time. We can play it in the morning when you wake up, or when you have some physical activities you need the music. We can just set up an alarm or play music at a specific time.
Sure.
And for this, we just need to use a date and time channel. Additionally, there is another good scenario. You said you're interested in location, and I have one really great user scenario for you. Imagine you are going for vacation with just your phone, and you have limited memory, but you have a NAS with 10 terabytes of memory there, or even more, and you can store as many photos as you want, but your phone is not able to do it. So you can create an applet which is saving your photos from your mobile device and sending it backing up to the NAS, just like we did with the camera. And once you take a photo, it will trigger and save it directly to the NAS. You can delete it and take a new one and repeat it like a million times as long as you have memory on your NAS. And what's more interesting is that you can use the location trigger and save these photos within the same folder. For example, if you go to Europe, like if you go to a Europe trip, like to Barcelona, London, or Paris for 3 different weeks, and you take like thousands of photos at each place, and you don't want to collect them and drag and drop this one to this folder, this one to this folder. But if you use location, you can just we have a trigger, new photo taken in area. So if you use this trigger and you choose exactly the same as we did for the living home area, you choose this area and all the photos labeled with this location mark will be saved to the specific folder on your NAS. So once you're going for vacation, you need to do preparation at IFTTT, and then you can just take photos and don't think how to store them. And when you come back to your home, you will have already sorted by folders from places you visited photos, and you will not lose anything, and you can take unlimited memory for your mobile device, because this is good.
I'm doing it today.
Yeah, so I think if you didn't know about it before, it's a good time to start thinking about it.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to Japan, next month, so I might be able to use this function.
Yes, sure.
Good.
I'm glad that I can provide some useful user scenario.
It's very useful.
Okay, and the last but not the least, because a lot of people, I would say almost everybody, is using like social media accounts. And for people who are really obsessed with this, and or who are public figures and they need to have some backing up system, you can effortlessly save all your data to your NAS. All you need to do is just create an easy applet for each of your social media accounts. Like saving, like if you have uploaded photo to Facebook, you save it to a NAS. If somebody tagged you on a photo, save it to a NAS. If you have some story in Instagram, you just save it to a NAS. And any kind of social media accounts can be connected, and saving the photos, videos, any kind of information to the NAS, just the same as your phone. So actually our NAS is good in saving all the information from either your phone or your social media or even surveillance station. There is no limit if you use IFTTT properly. So, and this, what I show you today, is just a small number of useful user scenarios. And I think if you got an idea how to use it and you have a desire to improve your everyday life in internet and save some time, then you are welcome to use it. And I think after our demonstrations, it's quite easy to understand how we need to use it and why they're so popular right now.
I start to like IFTTT more
than
before.
This is the purpose of our broadcast today. So
yeah,
so I hope you enjoy what we said today.
Let's go back to well, basically I can say this video today is the most, interesting in my whole broadcasting life, I think. Okay. Well, thank you, Ilya, for showing us such a detailed demonstration and how to connect everything together. And I believe the viewers right here and right now, you will get to know more of how to use the IFTTT. And if you want to get to know more about, or you want to see the playback of how to connect your IFTTT with our QNAP NAS IFTTT agent, please go here. Go to our new website, thelive.qnap.com. You can check for the video and search by the keyword IFTTT. You will see me and Ilya right here again, and you can choose the slide page for the part that you want to go to. And that is all the information of the IFTTT today. Thank you again.
Okay, and thank you for watching. That's my pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it as we did. Thank you.
Don't forget to download it today, our QNAP user. So if you also like the video, please subscribe our channel and tune up live broadcast. We will see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay.